Virgo. My name is Audrey Alison, and this is your June 2014 forecast. It is May 31st, so nothing like waiting to the last possible minute to get these monthly YouTube videos uploaded and recorded. Thank you for your patience. It's been a very hectic month, thanks to you. Thanks to the YouTubers who are Google Plusing me. Thank you for sharing and subbing and for booking with me. I know you have a lot to choose from, so I wanted to take this time to thank you for choosing me to do your readings. I read all through the week. Okay, here's what's up for June. We're dealing with a Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury, your ruler, your planet, is retrograding on June 7th at 3 degrees of Cancer and will remain retrograde through the 1st of July, so the last 3 weeks of June. This is the second annual retrograde for Merc, so it's not as intense. It's not like it's going to be in October. That's going to be the doozy. The one in February was pretty rough too. But this is mild, okay? So here's what's up. Mercury retrogrades first in Cancer, 3 degrees, until the 17th. And then Mercury will go deeper into Gemini, retrograding throughout the remainder from the 17th through the 1st. Mercury clears his shadow on the 26th of July completely, but officially goes direct on the 1st. This is going to affect your 11th house and then your 10th house. The 11th house of social status, friendships, and groups and clubs and organizations, and the 10th house of career and recognition or retirement. So, Mercury will slow the pace down in these areas. So perhaps if you have something on the flames burning in the career sector, you might see it take a step back. But as we all know, in the retrograde, it's time to revise, relax, rethink, rewrite, and redo eventually. Not a bad retrograde in the 11th house. You might not be as social during the last 3 weeks of June. You might not express yourself a lot of energy in the career sector as well. But there's certain elements in the second half of the horoscope that suggest more reprieve in that area that I'll get to. On the 9th of June, Neptune, who's stationed in Pisces, retrogrades as well. There's a lot of retrograde planets this month of June. And in fact, there are not very many that aren't. I've got this whole construction board set up to my right and a dry eraser board that I've manifested with magic markers and magnets, and it's crazy over here, but I'm really into it. Okay, anyway, Neptune is a planet of fantasy and delusion, disillusion, and cloudy, nebulous type of energy. Stationed in Pisces, another mutable sign like you, Virgo. Pisces is your 7th house, though, of relationships, or marriage, or partnerships, business partnerships, marriage if you're married. Chiron, the asteroid, the wounded healer, is right here in this 7th house with Neptune, both retrograde. Chiron will retrograde on the 20th. But what this means with Neptune is that Neptune direct is that planet of fantasy and cloudiness, but retrograde, it lifts the haze of Neptune and it takes off the rose-colored glasses, and perhaps you're able to see something in this 7th house that you hadn't noticed before, that you haven't seen before in your relationship. So when Neptune retrogrades, it has the reverse effect of what the planet does when it's direct. So keep your eyes open, because you might be aware of something that you might have been foggy about in that 7th house. That's where Pisces is for you. And Neptune will be retrograde in here for all of June and for quite a while. So we will get into that next month as well. On the 13th of June, there is a full moon, 22 degrees Sagittarius. Full moons before new moons now. I love that. That's in your 4th house. Okay, full moons bring things to an ending. 4th house is home, foundation, your roots, the family that you come from, your origin, and the home in which you live in, too. 4th house is your foundation, your environment. A full moon in the 4th could indicate that you are ending something in the home, or you are illuminated to something that you weren't aware of in your home surroundings. Even the yard. I don't know why I thought about the exterior of the home. But in a Mercury retrograde and a fourth house activation, be aware, and since the retrograde takes place in a water sign first, be aware of plumbing issues in the home. I did say that with another sign, but I've been vibing on that. And maybe outdoor water issues around the home. There might be some annoying things you'll have to deal with the wet retrograde, needing to fix a few things or redo some things that you're having fixed in the house. Not detrimental. I mean, it won't be disastrous. On the 17th, that's when Mercury retrogrades deeper into Gemini, into that 10th house. Expect maybe the details of career to slow down. It's not like you'll lose your job. I mean, of course, everyone could lose their job at any time. But Mercury will just slow down the development of some of the things you had already started, just to give you time to rethink them. If you're editing, this is a great time for that. On the 20th, I mentioned Chiron retrograding there as well in Pisces in your 7th house of relationships. You could go into a deeper healing of some kind in your 7th house. Perhaps you need to rethink an area of healing. On the 21st of June, the sun goes into Cancer at 6:51 Eastern Standard Time. This is the first day of summer, the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, and my birthday. And I will be mentioning that in every single YouTube video. This is affecting your 11th house of friendships, groups, clubs, organizations. The sun shining in here is a very positive area, and the sun will shine in here for you every June 21 through July 21. The sun is going to hit your 11th house. Now you could, if you wanted to join an organization or a club, this is the perfect time to do it, and right at the start of summer. And that's when a lot of clubs and things start, as far as camp and summer organizations and things like that. So that's just, excuse me, a beautiful time. On the 23rd, Venus goes into Gemini, and I love a Venus transit. Gemini is hit a lot in June, and as it should be. It's coming out of where its sun is placed until the 21st. So your 10th and 11th house will be affected a lot in the month of June. But Venus, planet of love and money, going into the 10th house of career, even though there's a pause there with the Mercury retrograde, you have Venus and the support of the sun leaving there, illuminating that 10th house. So it might not be fast-paced development, but there's still positivity and money to be earned in that sector. On the 25th, okay, this is interesting. From the 25th through the 28th of June, we have a planetary opposition that happens every 2 years between Uranus and Mars. Mars is stationed in Libra, finally now direct, effective last month. So Mars direct in Libra, and Uranus stationed in Aries, has been there for quite a while. This is affecting your 8th and 2nd house, 2nd and 8th house. This is your money. The 2nd house is money, and the 8th house is shared resources and change. So what does this mean? An opposition means a tense force, an intensity, and maybe a little bit of uncomfortable, because they are exactly opposite. They're pulling energy to and against each other, from and against. So this will affect, puts a stress on your financial situation in those 4 days, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. Watch your money. Don't overspend at that time, because you'll have the Mercury retrograde in addition to this opposition, and it could just cause unnecessary stress in your wallet or your pocket at that time. So keep your eyes open for that. We end June, though, with a new moon. So on June 27th, we have our new moon in Cancer. This is 5 degrees. This is in your 11th house again, of your socializing, of the groups you're attending, the functions, the organizations you belong to, and your friendships. You know, the 11th house is also goals and wishes, okay? So, 11th house. Jupiter is stationed there in Cancer in your 11th house. So's the new moon, and so is Mercury retrograde. And then so is the sun. So you have the loving expansion and growth of Jupiter and the sun really funneling energy into your goals. And if you have some strong goals and alignments with some work organizations or maybe nonprofits that you're into, this is the time to really dig your heels in and get shared resources going, get maybe investors, expose yourself, you know, get out into the mix. Your mixers, your social functions are happening a lot. So that's a great way to start the summer. I'm going to pull the cards. I've been shuffling a lot too and reading very deeply. Before I show you the cards, which I will, I wanted to let you know that I do tarot readings, and I have for 2 decades now. And I can read for you during the week. So if you want to find me, I'm at audreyallison.com. And I'm on Facebook at Audrey Allison Astrology and Tarot. So you can reach me there, and you can also select on my website different variations of reading lengths that suit you, anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour and a half. All right, here's what we got going over here. This is exactly what I just mentioned, saving your resources. The Four of Coins is someone who, especially during that period of June 25th through the 28th, don't spend a lot. Oh, and those are 4 days. 4 coins, 4 days of money stress between the 2nd and the 8th house of shared resources and finance. What else we got? Oh, and you're an earth sign, Virgo, so that's Pentacles. Here's your other Pentacles. This is the changing of the seasons, a new source of health or wealth. The Ace of Coins. This is the changing season. This is the summer solstice. It would also be the vernal equinox if that was tomorrow or coming up next month as well. But it's spring or summer, the growth, the flowers, the sun. The new source of health or wealth. Your 6th house is not activated for health, which is always a blessing in June. I wouldn't worry too much about that. But this is also using guidance and intuitive tools and psychic abilities or premonitions. 7 of Cups could be a sad card, a sad internal card, not like you're projecting sadness out into the world, but it's an internal card. Go within. This is good for the retrograde, introspection, listening. The 3 of Cups, friendship, support, also water, emotions, psychic ability. But the 3 is indicative of the 3rd house, and that is where you have Scorpio. Oh, and Saturn's retrograde as well. Okay, here's what's up. Lessons in the 3rd house, restructuring of your 3rd house, of your communications, watching how you express yourself to people. There's lessons learned in how you're talking, or how your 3rd house is communication, talk, writing, expression, study, local travel, siblings, errands. There's a restructuring in all of that for you. It has to start with you, though. This heeding advice on how to support your friendships or your 3rd house of communications, and saving the new source of wealth that you could earn with the 10th house illuminated this year. Your social status, your recognition, even though there's a Mercury retrograde in there, you have the loving support of Venus, the sun, Jupiter, and a new moon. I mean, what's up? That's a really beautiful placement. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you a beautiful June, and I will see you soon in July. Bye.